We rolling? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Congratulations. Well done, Coach. Rob St. Clair from Volleyball Source with John Speraw after the 3-0 win over Argentina. This is their 5th match of VNL. It's really your first. And a team with, they still need to qualify for the Olympics, and you just went out and beat them 3-0. What are your initial gut reactions from your newly named Olympic team's first performance together?
I think early on we go down in the first set. Maybe a key to the match was us coming back. I wasn't surprised to go down because of exactly what you just described. We haven't been on the court for a long time. They have. So, and kind of thinking about how's this match going to look as you're predicting it in your mind in the locker room beforehand.
3-0 is not what I had in mind on either side.
Right. I mean, you just don't know. These VNL tournaments are so interesting in that respect. But you don't know that the first set's going to be too smooth, and it wasn't. And for us to come back and get that win, I thought was critical. From there, I just think, I don't know, it's probably getting into the weeds a little bit about how we execute and how we get better at all of our systems and connections, and passing seams cause us problems early. And so I just,
middle back defense positioning, maybe?
Yeah, well said. So I think there's a lot that we can take from this. So I think as you're asking me to summarize it, I get into the weeds pretty quick.
We like the weeds. That's where we do our best work. What was in tournaments like this, and when you've recently named a team, when you're just getting into it for the summer, at what point for you does it become a focus, or what's the blend of focusing on what's going on your side of the net versus trying to beat Argentina, learn Argentina and beat Argentina? Because I thought you guys did a really good job of putting pressure on their outside hitters to score in high ball situations, which is why I think you kind of saw a little bit of all 4 of them throughout the match.
Right, I agree. I think you're thinking long-term in preparation. And that's why we didn't send this group to Turkey last week, because that's a grind on the travel. So you're thinking prep. But when you get into this match, you're there to beat Argentina.
Right.
And so you're going to go all in. I think we talked about this before, but I feel like the learning process is best when you're totally invested. And so if you're totally invested and you win or don't win, then that's when you really can say, okay, why? And how do we learn from that? So we were invested in this match.
Yeah, so I think I remember we talked last year. I don't remember the match, but sometimes in sports you either win or you learn, and there's rare chances when sometimes you can do both.
Yeah.
So you've just done both, and I'm excited for you guys to get back into the room. So now with, let's see if I remember the order, Italy, Serbia, Canada in that order in 3 days?
Correct.
What now is, how do you structure attacking those 3 games with very limited time off in between? Can you try to front load the prep tomorrow, or I'm not sure. It's a lot of matches, and like we talked about yesterday, that is not the type of scheduling that you'll see in the Olympics. So how do you maximize the next 4 or 5 days before you get on a plane and get out of here?
Yeah, we looked at it and front loaded it earlier this weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
And we know that we had time. We know we had time tomorrow, but we front loaded the back end of this weekend, so we got a little head start. So. So now we just have a day off and prepare for Italy, and that's all we're focused on. In terms of projecting lineups moving forward, for me personally in VNL, I've just figured you get the first 2 kind of figured out, and then you got to see, was it a 5-setter? How gassed are your guys? What can you do on the next one? The one that I'm most concerned with is the Canada match on Saturday, because we play Serbia at 8 p.m. and then Canada at 4:30. So that's the one where I'm really going to have to evaluate where we're at.
Chance we see some kind of 3 outside hitter thing with maybe TJ, Tom, and Aaron in some mixture, because when you bring one opposite to the Olympics, which right now is the plan, that I don't know. I don't want to project what might happen to Maddie, obviously, but is there a chance that we see that this week, just so that you have some data on it?
Yeah, maybe. That is something that could happen as you're looking at those 3 matches in a row. What we're going to do for Italy, I don't know yet. I mean, yeah, these are all very thoughtful questions. I don't have necessarily specific answers for you, but that's the thought process. You're on to the thought process. How do you, in a typical year, I would say absolutely. Yeah, if you're thinking about just getting through VNL, you're going to play all 3, hopefully 4 weekends, and then doing a 3 outside hitter rotation makes a lot of sense. With this setup right now, I don't know. I got to go back and think about it.
Well, excellent start. And like you said, a win is great, but that's 2 less sets maybe worth of volleyball that your guys don't have to jump. And who knows how much that might pay off later in the summer,
Yeah, you hope so. Yeah, that's the plan.
Well done, Coach. I think we have both Taylor and Max coming in to do a 2-on-1 interview, and I have no idea how that's going to go.
I'm not leaving. I'm going to stand right there and watch.
Thanks,
okay.
Coach.
Thanks. Okay.